Well, good day, viewers. Today we're back working on this 2014 Silverado with the driver's door harness. So we've obtained a new harness here. This one has some broken wires in between the door and the A-pillar. There's several broken wires in there. Can't reliably fix them there. So here is the part number of this harness, but please understand that depending on what options the vehicle is built with, where's the part number here? Right there. You must check by VIN number because this vehicle is fairly well loaded. It has memory seats and heated seats and stuff, so that makes a difference. So we're going to get started here. I imagine we have to take this plastic inner filler off because the wiring harness runs into the motor and up to here, I believe. So let's get going. So remove the handle bracket, 2 screws, 7 mil, and peel the inner shield away here. You can see the harness comes out of the door here, so you have to push this grommet in. And then there are plastic push pins, as you can see, one here, one here. There is a crash sensor in here as well, I believe. That'll have to be unplugged. Might have to pull this right off because the harness runs up here to the motor. And then there's little push pins around to make sure that, yeah, there's a crash sensor of some kind in there. Some kind of sensor right here. I think it's a crash sensor. We'll get everything unplugged. So if you use an angled release tool like this, you can push these pins away from the metal panel here. You could also cut them off. I might do this one. Pay particular attention to the routing of the harness inside there. It's got to go around the right side of the window regulator. Might have to undo the bottom of this window regulator down here, because this connector doesn't appear to want to go through here. Here. And then there's a connector on the back of this. Oh, and by the way, disconnect the battery before you do this. just got this one connector on the back of this sensor here. It's being cleaned. I'm going to take the sensor out so I can't get the connector released. That's right, there's a second lock on it. Alright. Now that's a crash sensor. Oh, where did that connector come from? Oh, that came out of the harness. Watch for that. I don't know why I care. It's part of the harness anyways. There's a metal rod back here and it has to go between the outer skin and the metal rod. We want to make sure that this harness matches the one that's in here. Push that grommet through. Alright, so there is the harness. So I'm going to compare it to the new harness, make sure there's the same number of pins in the connector. And then we're not missing anything. So it appears to be the same harness, all the connectors match. So we're going to put this end in first. It goes up like this. So we're going to put this in through the speaker and make sure it goes on the right side of this window bracket. And on the inside of this cable, this is to the speaker, I believe. We're going to leave it separated for now. This connector here for the power window motor is pretty fat, but it will slide through there. Just flex the door a little bit. There. And this pin goes up here. So let's plug this connector into the, goes this way. There's a red lock on it. I didn't see that before. Let's pull this one right up through here. This has got to go through the door pillar. We're going to put some silicone grease around these boots. Alright, so let's slide this up in through here. Try putting the top in first. All right. Now this harness. Remember, it has to go between the metal rod here and the door panel. Let's plug in this. Let's put some dielectric grease on this connector. It's a crash sensor. Oh, my light ran out of power. Let's put some dielectric grease on this boot too to make it easier to slide it in. Yeah, there's one more clip back here. Okay, get a 10 mil and tighten this up. Make sure everything's plugged in. So make sure that connector's latched. I found undoing this check link bolt allowed the door to open just a little bit further, made it easier to get that connector in place. Now we gotta, this goes to the speaker. Yeah, harness is connected here, 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 at this connector, that push pin, that grommet, that connector. So let's continue. So this boot has to be clipped into the bottom down here. First there's like a little tang, and then slid down and snapped in on top. You may have to pry these little clips out if they stayed in here. I had one in here and one down here, and reinstall them on the trim here, and this just snaps back in place. So there's the battery reconnected, power window works, express down. Well, it does have express up on the driver's side. Let's see if it has it on the passenger side. Express down. No, no express up. Power locks. Always try the latch before you close the door. I've already tried it. Trip the latch and make sure it opens. You don't want to close the door and then find out something's wrong with the latch and can't open it again. Yeah, that's it. No parts left over except for the piece of plastic from the old harness. So now we got the right rear door to do. Maybe we're going to see if we can fix that one wire in there. So the rear door harness procedure is basically the same, except you got to take the switch out to unplug it. Aside from that, there's a window guide that has to be removed. There's a bolt here and a bolt up here, and because the harness, as you can see, the window guide is in the way. Now I thought I was going to try to fix this harness, but I have got a new one, and I pretty much have to take it out to get inside, and I'm going to end up breaking all the little plastic clips that retain the harness. Like there's one there, there's one inside here, there's one here, here, up to this window motor, up to the latch switch. I don't see any airbag sensor in the back here. So there's a wiring harness installed. It runs down underneath here. There is a crash sensor right here behind this plate. I attempted to remove it and broke my Torx bit, so I managed to disconnect the Houdini clip, and we're going to reinstall the door panel and the switch. So here's the part number for the right rear passenger rear door harness, but again, check, because it'll be different depending on what options your vehicle is built with. Always order parts by VIN from the dealer. So no more door ajar messages. Left front window works. Let's try the left rear. Left rear window works. No express up on the other windows, just express down. Right rear, or left rear. Battery low, start vehicle. Oh, I got it in drive. Well, now we got to put a high pressure fuel pump on this thing, and of course clear all the codes from all the controllers after you're done this.